Ramona, are you ready to go? We're gonna go to Milwaukee today. Okay, so we were able to pick up that Honda Shadow, very nice bike, relatively uneventful transaction, bought it from a local gentleman there, just needs a little bit of cleaning, polishing, I think a front tire as well. Overall a very cool machine. But the second bike pickup for the day, a Honda Scrambler, a much more interesting adventure with that bike. We met an older gentleman named Marty who has owned a large industrial building in the River West area of Milwaukee for about 15 years now. One of the floors, the third floor of this building, he has basically turned into a large live workspace where he has a woodcrafting studio. What's up with the mural here?
Oh, this used to be a recording studio. Somebody had built a recording studio.
Okay. I would assume some kind of
Afro-punk.
Afro-punk music?
Yeah, we were here one year for the air show down at the lakefront.
Oh, yeah.
And the air show would use the towers here on Capitol Drive as a turnaround point.
Oh, so you would just watch all the stuff?
We were up on the roof.
Oh, okay.
Watching the air show from the roof. And the Blue Angels seen us on the roof. And one of the guys came down and buzzed us and wobbled his wings to wave and say hi. And he was 100 feet overhead. And an F-16 Phantom jet blew all the gravel and almost all of us off the roof.
Awesome guy, really cool to see what he's doing there. About 15-20 years ago, whenever he purchased the building, basically, he bought this old Scrambler motorcycle with the intentions of fixing it up, and it never became a reality. He's finally at the point where he wants to move it on, get the money out of it, and see somebody else enjoy the bike. So we are excited to be a part of that and fix up this machine as well. Overall, it was an awesome experience. This really neat building where Marty described that it had been a nut factory.
It originally was a nut factory, and back then the railroad track was still in use, and they went right behind the building here, so railroad cars would pull up to the back of the building, and they'd unload the box cars full of
nuts,
and then they'd repackage them in smaller portions and whatnot.
Overall, it was really cool to see part of old school Milwaukee in the industrial district, and I'm glad to share it with you.
Loading dock. Ladies lingerie.
Marshall, oh, he's lovely.
Ramona.
So that was Chief Pup Marshall here in Milwaukee. Just an awesome experience getting to meet those guys. We are getting ready to go to the boats here for a river tour. I guess it goes out to the lake too, but it's mostly a riverboat tour. So we're going to be doing that here in just a few minutes. But check out Milwaukee.
Rends les choses faciles. Et c'est chez moi, c'est la
yeux de crocodile.
Fire extinguishers located throughout the boat. Life jackets, in the unlikely event of an emergency, life jackets are located throughout the boat. Should you have any questions about the use of these devices or their location, please do not hesitate to ask one of our crew members.
So we have now radioed into the bridge tender ahead of us here at Michigan. They are lowering the gates. And in just a moment, the middle part of that span is going to lift straight up into the air for us. And that style embraces those old design quirks and details that the modernist structures lack. You can see it on the building here. As soon as we clear the bridge, you'll see it around the windows, and especially up at the top of the structure. If you look at the bridge, you see that it crosses the river at a fairly noticeable angle. Actually, most of the bridges here in downtown cross the river at some kind of angle. And that is because the streets on either side of the river do not line up as they meet the waterway. Now, this is something that can be traced back to the early days of European settlement here. We are right now between two of the original three settlements that came together to incorporate as the city of Milwaukee in 1846. You had Juneautown in the east, named for Solomon Juneau, Kilbourne Town in the west, founded by Byron Kilbourne. Those two guys, both getting here in the early 1800s, they did not get along, and they had a very intense rivalry. And neither side wanted to build bridges to connect to the other village. They both saw that as something like trading with the enemy. So as they built their city street grids, they paid no attention to what was happening on the other side of the water. As it turned out, the east-west streets they built did not line up as they met the river. So now as we head underneath the Wisconsin Avenue Bridge, if you take a look off either side, you'll see what I mean about these misaligned streets. It's very noticeable here on Wisconsin Avenue. So when it finally did come time to bridge this part of the river, these spans needed to be built at an angle to accommodate for those misaligned streets. That is something that 170 years later, we're still dealing with here today.
Well, today was a lot of fun. We got to meet Marty there with his industrial complex there. That was really neat. Also got to check out Milwaukee by boat, the old harbor there, kind of the center for commerce back in the day. Just a lovely place to go check out. If you liked the video, let us know that by hitting the like button. Otherwise, I'm Miles. You're extraordinary. We'll see you next time.